Welcome to our channel HD Rare Coin 111, your go-to spot for uncovering the incredible world of rare US coins. If you've ever wondered if your old pennies, nickels, or dimes are worth more than face value, you're about to find out. In today's video, we'll be exploring some truly rare coins and their shocking values. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. So let's jump in. Top 1. In the world of American coinage, there are countless stories of ordinary coins becoming extraordinary treasures, and one such tale revolves around the humble Lincoln 1-cent penny from the year 1961. At first glance, this coin may appear no different from the many others that have passed through our hands over the decades. Its copper sheen dulled with age, its familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln staring solemnly into history. But hidden within this small coin is a legacy of craftsmanship, history, and the thrilling potential for incredible value. The 1961 Lincoln cent is a coin that collectors have come to respect not just for its design, but for its hidden rarities and the astonishing prices it can command in the right condition. To understand why a coin minted in such enormous numbers could become so valuable, we must look closely at both the historical context and the intricate world of minting that surrounds it. The 1961 Lincoln cent was part of a lineage that began in 1909, marking the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The coin, designed by Victor David Brenner, was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure rather than an allegorical one. The obverse, showcasing Lincoln's distinguished profile, remained mostly unchanged since its inception. In 1959, to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth and the 50th anniversary of the Lincoln cent, the reverse was changed from wheat stalks to a striking image of the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. This design was still relatively new in 1961, adding a level of modern appeal to the coin's historical weight. The 1961 Lincoln penny was struck during a period of significant activity and transition in the U.S. Mint. Minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, these coins came without and with the D mint mark, respectively. While billions were struck, as is often the case in coin collecting, the true value lies not in the sheer number produced, but in the handful that contain errors, anomalies, or are preserved in astonishing condition. These factors are what transform an everyday coin into a rare and highly coveted collectible. One of the most exciting elements for collectors when it comes to the 1961 Lincoln cent is the presence of die varieties and errors. Some of the most sought-after pieces include examples with doubled die obverse, where the inscriptions such as "Liberty in God We Trust," or even the date show signs of doubling due to a misalignment during the striking process. Other prized errors include off-center strikes, where the coin was not properly centered during minting, or coins struck on foreign or transitional planchets, leading to unusual weights or colorations. These error coins are rare, often going unnoticed by casual observers but standing out immediately to trained numismatic eyes. Condition also plays a massive role in determining a coin's value. Collectors and professional graders examine Lincoln cents with precision, grading them on a scale that ranges from circulated conditions like fine or very fine to the top-of-the-line mint state grades. Coins graded MS65 and above, those that look nearly flawless under magnification, are exceedingly rare, especially after over 6 decades. Coins that not only show minimal wear but also possess strong luster, clean surfaces, and sharp details can command extraordinary prices at auction. Some of these coins have been found in old rolls, forgotten jars, or inherited collections, quietly waiting to reveal their value. The thrill of discovering a 1961 Lincoln penny in exceptional condition or with a rare error lies in the idea that a small piece of change, something so ordinary and overlooked, can be a ticket to treasure. Coin collecting is more than a hobby. It's a deep exploration of American history, art, and meticulous craftsmanship. It's about connecting with a past that we can hold in our hands, about the magic of realizing that something you've walked past 1,000 times may hold a secret of immense worth. So the next time you come across a pile of old coins or dig through a family collection, don't be too quick to dismiss those copper pennies. Among them might be a hidden gem that tells a unique story, a piece of the American legacy forged in metal and mystery. And while most 1961 Lincoln pennies are worth just face value, there exists a rare specimen of this coin that has fetched the remarkable sum of $146,000. Top 2. In the heart of every coin collector lies a thrilling hope that somewhere in a pocket, a jar of change, or an old family drawer, there exists a penny with a hidden story and unimaginable value. Among all the coins minted throughout America's rich numismatic history, one particular coin continues to stir fascination and ignite excitement: the 1964 Lincoln 1-cent penny. Though it's just a small piece of copper in appearance, this coin represents far more than meets the eye. It bridges generations, carries echoes of a transitional period in U.S. mint history, and for a fortunate few, it has transformed into an astonishing financial windfall. The Lincoln cent is one of the longest-running coin designs in American history, first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By the time the 1964 penny was struck, the Lincoln cent had already become an American icon. The obverse features Victor David Brenner's classic portrait of Lincoln, a symbol of leadership and humility etched permanently in copper. The reverse, up to 1959 and continuing through the 1960s, showcased the stately Lincoln Memorial, an architectural monument reflecting the nation's reverence for its 16th president. But 1964 was not an ordinary year in the life of the Lincoln cent. The United States Mint was navigating a period of change and uncertainty. Coin shortages gripped the nation, and the mint was operating under pressure to produce massive quantities of coins. In response, the mint churned out more than 6.4 billion Lincoln cents in 1964, split between Philadelphia and Denver mints. With such high mintage numbers, one might assume every 1964 penny is utterly common, worth only a cent. However, as with so many stories in the world of numismatics, the truth is more complex and more exciting. Among those billions of 1964 pennies lie a select few that have captured the attention of collectors and auction houses alike. These rare specimens are not just valuable because of their age, but because of their unique characteristics. Some of the most desirable 1964 Lincoln cents are those struck with exceptional sharpness and clarity, preserved in immaculate condition, never having entered circulation. These coins, known as mint state, or proof-like specimens, stand out with their pristine surfaces, bold strikes, and original luster. But rarity isn't always about perfect preservation. Some 1964 pennies possess striking errors or anomalies that make them incredibly valuable. There are reports of double die obverse, where the date and lettering appear slightly duplicated due to a misalignment during the die-making process. Others were accidentally struck on bronze planchets left over from previous years or on foreign coin blanks, giving them odd weights and off-color appearances. These striking errors are incredibly scarce, and their value is fueled by the mystique and rarity they carry. Now imagine this: a penny minted in 1964, discovered decades later in an old collection, was found to be in such flawless condition, with such eye-catching quality and a certified grade from a reputable coin grading service, that it commanded a shocking final price at auction. The collector who held this treasure may have never guessed its worth until it passed through the hands of an expert who knew exactly what to look for. That's the magic of coin collecting. It transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. It takes what seems like spare change and reveals its potential to become a piece of American history worth far more than face value. This is why collectors everywhere examine their change closely, why they hold on to pennies from decades past, and why the 1964 Lincoln cent has become the stuff of legend. Because not all of them are common. Some are breathtakingly rare. And one special specimen, perfectly preserved and cherished by those who recognized its significance, sold for a jaw-dropping total of $136,000. Top 3. In the mysterious and often thrilling world of coin collecting, where every small detail can determine the difference between ordinary and extraordinary, one coin continues to captivate the curiosity of experts and amateurs alike: the Lincoln 1-cent penny from the year 1966. At first glance, it's just another copper coin that once jingled in the pockets of millions of Americans. But for those with a keen eye and deep appreciation for numismatics, the 1966 Lincoln penny tells a story much greater than its face value. It speaks of a time in American history, of minting transitions, and of rare and valuable mistakes that can turn one humble cent into a collector's dream. The Lincoln cent has been in continuous production since 1909, introduced to commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. It was a groundbreaking coin, not just for its tribute to the 16th president, but also for being the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. Fast forward to 1966, and America was in the midst of great change. The country was still dealing with the effects of the coin shortage that began earlier in the decade, which prompted the U.S. Mint to take drastic measures, including the removal of mint marks between 1965 and 1967 to streamline production and discourage hoarding. This simple decision led to a very distinct situation where billions of coins were struck without a clear indication of which mint produced them. Though over 2 billion Lincoln cents were minted in 1966, only a tiny fraction of them ever drew significant attention. Why? Because among the flood of ordinary coins, a few rare gems slipped through, coins with striking anomalies, die errors, and exceptional preservation. These are the types of coins that cause a buzz in the numismatic world and send collectors scrambling to reevaluate their own stashes. Some 1966 pennies have been found with a dramatic doubling of the date, or lettering on the obverse, the type of error known as a doubled die. Others were accidentally struck on planchets meant for foreign coins or on leftover blanks from other denominations, creating incredible rarities that often fetch huge sums at auction. But it isn't just mint errors that elevate a 1966 Lincoln penny to treasure status. Condition is absolutely key in determining a coin's value. Most coins from that year were circulated, tossed between hands, vending machines, and cash registers, accumulating scratches, discoloration, and wear. That's what makes uncirculated or mint state specimens so incredibly valuable. When a coin from 1966 is discovered in pristine, untouched condition, still retaining its original luster and detail, it becomes something special. Grading agencies like PCGS and NGC meticulously evaluate these coins, and those that earn a high grade instantly become prized possessions in any serious collection. Now picture this: you're sifting through a collection passed down from a relative, or maybe sorting through old coins from a childhood piggy bank, and there it is, an ordinary-looking 1966 penny. But under magnification, it reveals a telltale sign of doubling, a smooth, gleaming surface with no sign of wear, or perhaps a weight that's just slightly off from standard. This is the magic of coin collecting, the thrill of not knowing when a life-changing discovery could be sitting quietly, waiting to be noticed. Collectors around the world continue to search for that one incredible find, and stories abound of lucky individuals stumbling upon rare variations of the 1966 Lincoln penny. Whether it's due to a dramatic error, a rare die variety, or simply near-perfect condition, one of these special coins once stunned collectors when it sold for a remarkable $132,000. Top 4. In the vast and ever-evolving world of coin collecting, even the most common-looking coins can sometimes hide immense value and history beneath their surface. One such example that has fascinated collectors for decades is the 1967 Lincoln 1-cent penny. While most people wouldn't give a second thought to a penny from the late 1960s, coin experts and enthusiasts know that this particular year holds some very special surprises that can turn a humble cent into a collector's treasure worth a small fortune. The 1967 Lincoln penny may seem ordinary at first glance, but with the right combination of factors, it becomes an extremely valuable artifact of American history and numismatic artistry. The Lincoln cent, which debuted in 1909, holds the distinction of being the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure rather than symbolic imagery. Abraham Lincoln's profile on the obverse of the coin is instantly recognizable, symbolizing honesty, strength, and perseverance, qualities deeply embedded in the nation's identity. In 1967, the reverse side still showcased the Lincoln Memorial, an iconic structure that reinforces the national respect for the 16th president. But beyond this symbolism, the year 1967 was unique in the minting world for a number of technical and historical reasons that made its coins, especially the penny, Standout point: one key factor that sets the 1967 penny apart is that it was struck during a period of transition and experimentation at the U.S. Mint. In response to a coin shortage in the early 1960s, mint marks were temporarily removed from coins to discourage hoarding. That means 1967 pennies lack a mint mark, making them slightly more challenging to trace and categorize. This detail might seem minor, but it's a crucial clue in identifying rare varieties and understanding how specific errors occurred. During this time, the Mint was also testing different die preparation methods and adjusting production techniques, which opened the door for rare and fascinating errors to slip into circulation. Some of the most valuable 1967 Lincoln pennies are those that feature noticeable striking anomalies, such as double die errors, off-center strikes, or coins struck on the wrong planchet. A double die error, for instance, occurs when the coin's die is engraved twice at slightly different angles, causing the design elements, especially the date or the words "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," to appear doubled. Coins with strong doubling effects are extremely rare and sought after by collectors because they represent minting mishaps that manage to escape quality control. Even more, examples in pristine condition with minimal handling wear and deep original luster are considered treasures in the numismatic community. These valuable coins are typically graded by professional services, with the highest prices awarded to those in mint state condition. The difference between a common penny and a six-figure one can often come down to the smallest details, such as the sharpness of Lincoln's coat lines or the crispness of the lettering. That's why coin collectors often use magnification and lighting to inspect every millimeter of a coin's surface. The excitement of spotting one of these rare features in a seemingly average coin is what fuels the passion behind the hobby. What makes the 1967 Lincoln penny so exciting is the possibility that such a valuable piece could still be out there, tucked away in an old jar, passed down through a family collection, or even found in loose change. This sense of potential discovery adds a layer of magic to the pursuit. People all over the country are checking their pennies again, especially those from the 1960s, hoping to find that one elusive coin that defies its denomination and carries a remarkable story. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and the 1967 Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how something small can hold enormous value. While the vast majority of these coins remain worth just a cent, a few rare and extraordinary specimens have sold for far more. In fact, one particular 1967 Lincoln 1-cent penny, because of its exceptional condition and rare die characteristics, was valued at an incredible $128,000. Top 5. Every once in a while, a simple coin, something so small and easily overlooked, turns out to be a hidden treasure. That's exactly the case with the 1968 Lincoln 1-cent penny from the United States of America. While millions of people have likely held one in their hand, dropped one in a tip jar, or let it collect dust in a drawer without a second thought, there are certain 1968 pennies that hold a story far more valuable than their face value. These coins are living fragments of history, wrapped in copper, and capable of commanding astonishing prices in the world of collectors. One particular specimen of the 1968 Lincoln penny stands out so dramatically that it has left seasoned numismatists both amazed and inspired. When we talk about the Lincoln cent, we are referencing one of the longest-running coin series in American history. First minted in 1909, this penny celebrated the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1968, the design had already become iconic. The obverse, created by Victor David Brenner, features a right-facing profile of President Lincoln, calm, determined, and thoughtful. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial stands proudly, a symbol of the values he preserved. But beneath that familiar imagery, 1968 was a year filled with nuance for the U.S. Mint. Production took place at multiple facilities, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, and not all pennies were created equal. While billions of Lincoln cents were struck in 1968, what truly sets apart the most valuable examples are subtle imperfections or anomalies created during the minting process. These can include double die errors, off-center strikes, or coins that were accidentally struck on the wrong type of metal planchet. Such mistakes were never intended to be released into circulation, but a few escaped unnoticed. To the untrained eye, these flaws might seem minor or go completely unnoticed. But to collectors and grading professionals, they represent rare opportunities, windows into the unpredictable nature of mass production at the mint point. One of the most prized examples of the 1968 Lincoln penny is known for its pristine condition and astonishing detail. Coins like these are typically graded MS-67 or higher by professional grading services, meaning they are in near-perfect condition despite being over 5 decades old. But even more fascinating are those rare versions of the 1968 penny with minting errors that dramatically increase their value. One such variety, the 1968 S double die obverse, features strong doubling in the word, Liberty, and the date. When found in high grade, these errors elevate the penny from a common coin to a collector's dream. What makes coins like this so captivating isn't just their rarity or value, it's the thrill of discovery. Imagine going through a jar of old change and finding a penny that could change your life. That's the magic of coin collecting. The 1968 Lincoln penny represents more than copper and zinc. It symbolizes a time in history, the advancements and flaws of minting technology, and the limitless potential hiding in plain sight. And for one extraordinary example of the 1968 Lincoln 1-cent penny, flawless in condition and possessing a rare error, the value reached an incredible $122,000.